Yes, sir. What up, what up, what up? Hog family, how we doing? It's good to see ya. Welcome back to another one of these things, man. It's Thoughts of a Predicate Winner. You know what it is. You know what we do over here. You know what day it is. It's Tom Tuesday, baby. But you know what we're going to get into? Something a little bit different today. I have finally been able to listen to the Tom MacDonald album. Thankfully, because of modern technology and modern sciences, there's this thing called a USB. And I was able to rip it and put it on a USB file and check it out, bro. And listen, dude, we got a lot to get into. We got a lot to talk about. But this is the album review for the first Tom MacDonald album that has been released with him as a solo artist since I have been reacting to music. And I'm excited to get into it, man. If y'all are ready to do it, then let's do it. Hey. But before we do it, please make sure to smash that like button and smash that subscribe button for me. Help propel me into these algorithms. I can't wait to go over this with you guys, man. I really am so excited. So Hangover Gang, what's up? I hope all of y'all are well. I hope y'all are blessed. I hope that y'all had a reflecting, relaxing Memorial Day weekend. And what better time to get into it than for my 600th video. One time for Thoughts of a Predicate Winner, 600 videos seems crazy. But I've been putting that work in, man. So let's check this out, bro. Let's get into the specifics. This is my album review to the new album from Tom MacDonald, Proud to Be a Problem. Boy. What's up, what's up, what's up? What's happening? Thoughts of a Predicate Winner. The sole purpose of this channel, in a bad place or in a bad mood or you're tired, this is something that can kind of help pull you out of that. Is to react to, review, but you got to fall in love with the process and you can't worry about the outcome. And that's what he's saying here. And break down music that pulls on your heartstrings and makes your soul bleed. That freaks me out, but that scares me almost. In a good way. Like and subscribe if you're new. Comment if you hate. Let's go. All right, let's get into it, man. Now, I guess I should start off by saying what my expectations were in the beginning, right? He comes out with Can't Cancel All of Us, which leads into, I believe, or Man in the Sky was first, and then Cancel All of Us. But either way, Can't Cancel All of Us, Man in the Sky, Superman, which is one of my favorite reactions. If you haven't seen my reaction to Superman, I highly suggest that you go and check that out. That's one of my better reactions, if I could say so myself. Fans also say that that's one of my better reactions and definitely one of my favorite Tom MacDonald songs. Proud to Be a Problem, Goodbye Joe. So all of these singles are coming out and I'm starting to recognize a rhythm, right? I'm starting to recognize that, okay, Tom is on a different path and I don't think that he's out here trying to rap. Didn't seem like it. I spoke on it in a couple of my different reactions that I did to some of these songs. I will say that Man in the Sky was a precedent to me, man, because I saw there's so much beauty in that song. The rhythm, the lyricality, the storytelling, the video, the story kind of behind the making of that song, how his friends like cried to it and he's cried to it. Nova has cried to it. And I love the story behind that song, and that song delivered. I thought that song was incredible. And what my worry was before I heard the album, because a lot of these songs, Goodbye Joe, Can't Cancel All of Us, Proud to Be a Problem, some of these songs that he was putting out kind of had that feel of what I got in trouble for saying in the beginning, which was, I don't rock with Tom MacDonald because he's a MAGA rapper. And I was worried that he was starting to drive himself in a direction where he was kind of going to be wearing the cape. You know what I mean? And I am pleased and very excited to let you guys know that is not the case. It's not the case at all. This album has so much different subject matter, so much vulnerability, so much relatable content in it that I can't even begin to give props on the level that I should be giving props for the relatability thread here, which is what creates replay value. If you have that relatability thread, you get replays, man. You get the song played over and over and over again. And Tom, this album is, bro, it's centered, well put together, well articulated, produced well, and There's so much subject matter here. I can't wait to dive into it with you guys. And just so you know, this obviously is going to be no music being played in this because he doesn't want that album all over the internet. There's a reason for that. He wants you to go and buy the album. I will put the download link to the album in my description somewhere after I get done recording this video. And y'all should go check it out. Y'all should buy it. I guess let's just kick it off, man. The album starts off with Can't Cancel All of Us, which is an anthem. You know what I mean? I love Can't Cancel All of Us. I thought that it was dope. I didn't love it quite like I love Man in the Sky, but with the flow of an album, songs hit differently. You know what I'm saying? They just do. When you're listening to an album, there's certain cuts that you might have heard beforehand on the radio or in a video that you might have felt like, it's okay. But then when they're in the flow of an album, it makes total sense. That song as a prelude, as an introduction to this album, makes all the sense in the world. So I got no complaints there. Can't Cancel All of Us. We all know what that is. There's a reaction to it in my Tom MacDonald playlist. If you want to hear my whole thought scenario on that song, go check out that reaction. But also when you're thinking about, okay, if this is the introduction, this is the prelude to the album, am I about to get a bunch of political rap, right? Or am I about to get a bunch of political music and a bunch of political stances? And that song rolls into a song called I'm a Rock. Boy, am I pleased to tell you guys, bro. I'm a Rock is fire. I like I'm a Rock. I think I'm a Rock is dope. It's a song about how generational curses are non-existent. And we raise our kids with the hope to be like us and keep the family together. I'm just like my dad. My dad is just like his dad. Generational curses, nah. We can break those generational curses by keeping the family together, keeping it tight-knitted. And I like that. I like that song. The rhythm was great. The flow was great. The production was great. It's a good song, man. It's a good number 2. I'm rolling with it. Now that leads us into Bad B. All right? I don't cuss on my channel, okay? Leads us into Bad B. There are a couple of things that I noticed in Bad B. One, he used a Drake reference. Nail done, hair done, everything did, which I thought was cool because I like Drake. If you hate Drake, you might not like that, but I thought it was dope that he kind of used that reference. And this is a song. It's a story about a girl that was abused, lost in the abuse, lost in her losing. Okay. And Tom is essentially reminding her to overcome that because of who she is at her core. It's well thought out, well articulated, a really well put together song. Salute. Bad B is another one that I think was hard. And it also had a good rhythm and a good flow to it. It's so far we're rolling, bro. We're 3 for 3, right? And if y'all are wondering what I'm reading, I took notes, obviously. Like, you're going to take notes when you're doing an album breakdown and an album review, especially when you don't have the music to play. That Bad B goes into Wildfire, which is a song about being explosive to everything, no matter how minimal it starts, right? No matter how small this might seem, like, got a little match right there. I'm gonna take a flamethrower to your match. I'm gonna make it a flamethrower. I'm gonna pour gasoline on the fire. That's what I bring to the table, right? I bring wildfires to the table when it's really just a little candle lit over there, and just kind of being a problem so much that you eventually become the solution based off of your experience. That song is also really hard. Probably the greatest production on the album thus far. The production on Wildfire actually wowed me. I was like, okay, this production is amazing, and Tom really wrote it. He did his thing on it, and I thought it was great. Great writing, great flow, obviously, great song making ability, and I loved it. I thought it was great. Which leads us into Man in the Sky, which I have a reaction to. And at this point in the album, as I'm listening to the album, I thought to myself, man, this really fits. This really blends well. And this is still my favorite song on the album. After Man in the Sky, we get Hide a Body. Hide a Body. What I took from this song was essentially, this is Tom's version of 21 Questions by 50 Cent and Nate Dogg. That's what I took from it. It's great. Great production, great rhythm. And at this point in the album, I'm starting to feel like, okay, there's enough subject matter here. There's enough great production here. There's enough bops that are squeezing in here that I'm starting to realize like maybe the direction that Tom wanted to take this as an artist is going to pay off, because so far the album is good, man. I have no gripes. Which leads us into Watch You Leave. There's a lot of serious songs leading up to this. Watch You Leave is kind of a fun song about how women can get on our nerves and we can say things and do things to push their buttons and get on their nerves just to get them to turn around and watch them leave, because ultimately we like to watch them leave. And that's facts. I mean, it's facts and a fun song, and I think that this is just kind of Tom doing what Tom does in some of his songs where, you know, he trolls with truth. And that felt kind of like what this was to me on Watch You Leave. It's like the girl leaves because she's mad at you when you think it's sexy, and you also think it's sexy when she's mad at you. So it's kind of like a booty anthem for white women, you know? So let's give it up one time for Watch You Leave, okay? One time. Watch You Leave is one of them ones, man. Now that led into Diana. Diana is a song about famous people essentially being so full of themselves, literally like full of themselves. I'm not saying themselves in place of ish. I'm saying they're so full of themselves that they probably wish that they would just die right there on the TV, because they give their life to that TV. They lie for that TV. They say all the wrong things to that TV to try to create hysteria and madness. Everybody from Hollywood to the media and all in between. Diana is a song about you probably wish you could just die right there on TV, just like Princess Diana, you know? And that song resonates, but at this point in the album, that so far would be my least favorite song on the album to this point. And that's not something that I felt a lot of replay value to. I'm just going to keep it a buck with y'all, keep it honest with y'all, but it's still not a bad song, and it does fit within the album. Every album has a couple of those songs that they're not necessarily skips. Like you can sit through it. You don't have to skim through that one, but it also doesn't resonate. So if you're on your own, you're probably not going to listen to it. Which leads us into track 9, which is Walls. And I say track 9 because I don't know what it is, but every great album, number 9 is always like one of the greatest songs on the album. Have y'all ever noticed that? Like on your albums? Think about it. Number 9 is always a banger. Always. Walls. This is a song about the walls that we put up due to the amount of times that we've been screwed over, and how after a wall you've built a whole house made out of brick and it just isn't coming down. And then Tom met Nova and she starts poking holes through them and kind of bringing those walls down. It's got this punk rock sound, but it's very heartfelt. And not for nothing, Walls is kind of classic Tom. That's what I take from this. Like when I heard Walls, I was like, oh, that's classic Tom right there. This has got that message to it, that bridge to it, that depth to it that I know Tom to bring to the table. And this was classic Tom to me. I loved it. And it gives you that oomph and kind of brings everything together. And that, at this point in the album, has become my favorite song. So at this point in the album, while I'm listening to it, I'm like, ooh, I think I like this better than Man in the Sky. And I kind of stick by that. I think I stick by that, man. Walls was great. And this is definitely one of the songs that I would play the most because super relatable, right? My wife stuck with me through all of my BS, and I put up all of these walls around me, and she was the only one that could figure out a way to break those walls down. So I feel him on that, and shout out to Nova. Nova gets mentioned a lot on this album. All right, that goes into Broke My Heart. This could possibly be the most relatable song on the album to me to this point. Broke My Heart is about how, as addicts, we're always trying to point the blame and point the finger at somebody else, right? Until you realize that you're the blame, which is really the first real step in the right direction. But when you take that step and you realize that you're the one to blame, it also breaks your heart, and you realize that you're the one that broke your heart. And that's Broke My Own Heart. That's the name of the song, and it resonates deep. It's one of those songs. I love this song. I hope he does a video for it. This is one of the ones that I feel like could really, this is one of those songs that I wish like the Tom haters would hear so that they could see like he's not, you know, he's not this MAGA rapper dude. And I know that, and y'all know that, but you know, and maybe that's just our little secret to be kept. Maybe that's just our little secret to be kept. But Broke My Own Heart is one of the songs that pinpoints his artistry as elite. He has elite artistry capabilities, man, and this is a great example and great proof of that. For Good Die Young, I have written down here actually it's like an internal fight inside a man about what we deserve, okay? Internal fight inside a man about what we deserve versus what we have, which can sometimes instill a fear and an expectation that we can lose it all at any moment. Right? You work your way through life, you make your way through life, you've been through hell, you build those walls that he's talking about. And this is what I mean when I say that the album was executively produced really well. Like the flow of the album is really good because he's kind of he kind of gives you a lot of precedence in order to get to the next song. And I really think that, you know, as we build those walls up, we feel like we're never going to get past this. Things are never going to get better. I can never accomplish the goals and the tasks that I want to accomplish as a man. Give it up. It's a wrap. And I think that once we take that one step at a time, one day at a time, and we start working our way towards those successes, just kind of one success at a time, before you realize it, before you know it, you have all the successes that you ever dreamed of having just 5, 6, 7 years ago, right? So much changes in 5 years if you're headed in the right direction. If you're taking those one steps at a time to become a greater version of yourself on a daily basis, most of the time you will see results. And when you see those results, it really can make you feel like, man, I'm going to lose this because I don't deserve this. The great thing about God's divine mercy and his will for us is that we don't get to choose what we deserve. It's not up to us to decide. That's up to God to decide. And don't frown upon his blessings on your life because you feel like you don't deserve it. And that's what this song does for me, man. Good Die Young. It's really good, dude. I love it. And here we are. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're 11 songs deep out of 21. And so far, I have one song that I feel like I would skip. And the rest of them, I can literally play anytime, any day. It doesn't matter wherever I'm at. And I can resonate with it. So far, great job. You know, especially on we'll get to like the overall album review at the end when I'm not reading from a notepad, you know, which goes into Superman, which is that classic song that we all love. Like everybody agrees Superman is one of his best songs. I don't know anybody that doesn't like that song. Everybody here agrees, right? Superman is top tier, top 5 Tom MacDonald songs to me. I love Superman. I think Superman is super hard, super dope. Super out of the ordinary, amazing artistry, articulation on steroids, dude. Like he really killed Superman to me. Superman is fire. And it fits this album perfectly. When I first saw the track list, I was like, really, bro? You gonna put Superman on there? That's old. Fits the album perfectly. Literally, like, the album isn't the same album without Superman. You need Superman right here. And it works so well. It's kind of incredible, actually. It's like it was planned all along or something. That leads us into Hell and Back. Hell and Back is a song about defying expectations for today because tomorrow is uncertain. And it's a very Western country sounding song, man. Like real westernized. Like what's the name of that song? Mama Don, you know. Jody, you know for sure. And the train comes home. Or I don't even know. I'm probably bombing those lyrics, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The song about the train. This sounds super western. That's what this sounds like. I gotta be honest with you guys. That sound to me is not it. Lyrically, this song hits lyrically. So kind of a toss up here. I would probably skip it. This isn't one of the songs that I love off of the album. But hey, that's only 2 skips out of like 13 tracks. It's not bad. You know what I'm saying? Now, Do Me Wrong. Okay? I love Do Me Wrong. I thought this song was great. It's written like a rap, all right? It's like, I'll be the best friend in the world, but if you do me wrong, I have no more patience, dude. The same energy that I give the friendship, I'm going to give to you as an enemy. Don't take it there. Like, I love you. I'll go to hell for you. I'll come back for you. If your family's in trouble, we'll go out there and we'll do what we need to do to get your family right. Whether we got to rob a bank, whatever we got to do, bro, we're going to go get you taken care of. That's the type of friend I am. That's the type of energy I bring to the table. So if you cross me, if you stab me in the back, just know that the same level of energy I give you as a friend, what I would do for you as my friend, same energy if you're my enemy. I love that. I think that's a dope song, bro, because you really ain't heard much. I ain't heard nothing like that before. Let's be honest. Like, I haven't heard too many songs where you're talking about giving your enemy the same level of fierceness and ambition and heart that you give your friend, just on a different level. You know what I mean? I think that song was hard. I loved it. I thought it was great. Do Me Wrong goes into Ugly. Guess what Ugly's about? It's another love song, baby. Hey, you say you're ugly, but I see beauty and I don't deserve you. Blah, blah, blah. Mary Nova already, bro. Mary Nova already, dude. You know what I mean? I guess I don't have to skip this song, but it's the same as the other Nova songs, you know? And that leads us into Still Need Saving. I found Still Need Saving to be super intriguing, actually. Even with all the accolade, and the reason that I found it so intriguing is because Tom is always talking about his accomplishments. Because he's an underground artist that doesn't get the accolades from the industry, he likes to talk about how he has the accolades, whether they want to admit it or not. So this song is really dope to me in the fact that he is essentially saying that, like, even with all of the accolades, even with all of the accomplishments, we still need saving. Like, that's not enough. That's not going to do it for us. And this ties into the song Diana, where it talks about how these people on TV would just like to die on TV. But this song, giving you a real sense of who Tom is essentially saying the opposite. Where it's like, that's them, but for me, I still need saving. He mentions God in it. He mentions heaven in it. I thought that this song was really dope, and it kind of fits perfectly in this spot. I got to say, like, whoever executive produced the album, I guess it would be Tom. I don't know if, like, Nova played a part in that or not. If both of you guys did, great job. If it was just Nova, great job. If it was just Tom, great job. Because the blend of these songs back to back is truly well done. Like, and that's a hard thing to do. You create all of these different songs and you have to put them in a chronological order or in a specific order, so it sounds like an album and not like a playlist. So it sounds like it has a story to it, and I salute it, dude. I think Tom killed it. That takes us into Good Man and a Badass. Good Man and a Badass. I'll read what I wrote here, actually. I got a lot of issues and I wear them on my sleeve, but you can still have a code and be that same badass. So don't judge either side of the coin. Some people are badass on the edges, but they have a code of honor. And some people that you might think look like a square are actually a badass on the low. So I think this is a great song, and the flow of it, the production was great. And this is ultimately, if I had to do a top 5 off of this album, this would be on that top 5 somewhere. This song hits, which leads into Under Construction. This is my favorite flow of the album right here, from Still Need Saving, Good Man and a Badass, Under Construction, into Perfect. Yeah, that 4 right there, that's my favorite 4 consecutives, right? So Under Construction, it's like got this hard rock vibe. And on the hook anyway, it's got like this hard rock vibe on the hook, and it's blended like with country and hip hop. I thought that this was the closest thing to hip hop that you're going to get on this album. And it just kind of has this good blend to it. It's done exceptionally well, production-wise, about how we never stop changing and needing help and growing through pains. Maybe life looks like destruction. This is a quote from the song. Maybe life looks like destruction, but I'm just under construction. And it was written like a rap song. You know what I mean? Multi-syllabic rhyme schemes. But he sings it, and I think when he writes like a rapper, he delivers exceptionally well. This would be my favorite song on the album still. I'm still saying that. This is my favorite song on the album. Under Construction was amazing, classic Tom, great music. Which leads into Perfect. Not so ironically, right after Under Construction, reminding us of how amazing Nova is once again. But it is a great hook and great production. Perfect leads into Drunk Dial, which is a silly song about having the courage to call up an ex or a person of a trivial relationship because you got drunk and you finally got the courage or strummed up enough courage to actually call that person and say how you feel. It reminds me sort of Drake's A Shot For Me. A couple of these songs reminded me of Drake songs, bro. I'm not going to lie. Maybe that's because Drake is kind of experimental in his sounds as well, but it does. It reminds me of Take a Shot For Me. Whoa, whoa. Off of Take Care. But so far, this is really the only song I'm just straight up not rocking with. But that's what I wrote down. This is about the only one that I'm just straight up not rocking with, but maybe someone out there will love it. That's Drunk Dial. So Drunk Dial, not for me. Thought that the ideology of it was cool. I just didn't like the song. Wasn't pleasant on the ears. And but you know, shout out, like I said, man, that's 3 out of 21 that just Nelson, Thoughts of a Predicate winner, doesn't really rock with. So shout out to Tom. I still think that this album is rocking. I still think it's cooking. I still think that there's time for these songs to grow on me. This is based off of one listen that I'm giving you guys this review. So Drunk Dial, not for me, but you might love it. So don't take my word for it. Goodbye Joe. I was also thinking when I was reading the track list, are we really putting Goodbye Joe on the album about how like this is the album for me, not for you? And okay, cool. Still super dope. Still fits the album perfectly. I like Goodbye Joe. I think it's really dope. I think that Goodbye Joe leading into Proud to Be a Problem, and I like Proud to Be a Problem better through the flow of the album. Like as an album outro, I like Proud to Be a Problem better than I did when I heard it as a single. And that's your last 2 tracks, Goodbye Joe, Proud to Be a Problem. And with the intro track being Can't Cancel All of Us, I still feel like he's compounding and putting kind of the political take stuff on the outward side of this, but the middle, like everything in the middle just has a lot of different pockets and a lot of different life issues and a lot of different problems that we go through. And the overall message really is that it's like, I'm proud to be a problem because the problems that I face and the problems that I have faced created me, and it made me the man that I am today, and I'm proud to be that problem. So I think it's an excellent outro. That made me appreciate it all the more. All right, I'm creeping up on 30 minutes. So let's try to wrap this up, putting the notepad away. I gotta give it a score, right? So let's do this. I think that it's important to say that this album was created by a genuine artist. And I want to enunciate that, start with that, and say that I respect that. He said, I don't care what y'all want as my fans. I don't care what the world wants to hear. I'm doing this for me. That's ballsy. It takes courage, especially in today's climate. And I love that. I think that that's super dope. and I super nod it, super respect it. So with that being said, this is an experimental album, okay? This isn't an album to appease commercial success. This is an album to appease myself, Tom, which I am not, obviously. But as an experimental album, I am literally quite blown away by how much I resonated with it. I am literally quite blown away by how well put together it was and how great the art is on it. The artistry is phenomenal. It is subpar as far as lyricality goes to me. Like, there was nothing lyrically mind-blowing on it, which, you know, I've come to not expect in music like this, but it's superior, subpar in that way, but superior to anything else that's out right now in terms of experimental, the value that's put into the ethic and the work that goes behind it. And I salute that. I respect it. I think that Tom has an album that he can really hang up and be super proud of. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to continue enjoying it. I really like the listen. My couple of gripes would be those 3 songs, which still, even though I don't like them and I want to skip them, still flow with the album relatively well. So I can't really complain about them. I also have a gripe that I can't just listen to this from a downloadable link, that it took me so long to hear it. And I paid for it, and it still took me so long to hear it. But maybe I'm just, you know, a new age technology type of guy, but I just don't have a CD player, bro. But that's not Tom's fault that I don't own a CD player. My final gripe would be that he's not rapping. Tom is too good of a rapper to not rap. I'm assuming that there's a certain motivational aspect that goes into rapping, and he's exceptionally good at rapping. So I would still love to see him rap, but I will be honest with you guys, as I listen to this album and enjoy my way through it, it would have been, as much as I would have loved to have heard it, it would have been out of bounds. It wouldn't have made sense. There's nowhere in this track list for a rap song to fit. So I gotta salute the guy, man. I think that it was really well put together, well executed, and I hope he continues to release singles, man, because there's like 10 of these joints that I would love to see a video to. And I gotta give the rating, man. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give this a 7.9. Only 3 skips out of 21. Out of the other, what does that leave me with? 18? Yeah, so out of the other 18 songs on here, I would probably say 11 of them, 12 of them are smacks out of the park that I love and that I really resonate with. Picking between 3 different favorites in the transition of a album is pretty crazy. Something that hasn't happened to me in a while, listening to a new album, not since NF's Hope. And I just really thought it was good, man. I really appreciated it, and I'm not fluffing it, man. I really went in here looking to critique it and really looking to say, like, this is why you need to stick to rapping. And I can't do it, dude, because it's really good. It's really exceptionally well put together. And if you haven't heard this album, or you're not planning to hear this album because you are a fan of Tom's rapping and not a fan of the other stuff, I've been just as hard on him vocally. And I got to tell you guys, man, this is fire. This is it. And if this is the new lane for him, I love it. I love it. I thought that it was really well put together. This is an exceptional album, man. 7.9 out of 10, for sure. And with that being said, man, thank you guys for caring about my 2 pennies. I appreciate you guys for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Shout out to my members. 21 members, baby! Woo! One time for the members, bro. I got 21 of them Jones. Yeah, you know what I mean? And shout out to Tom MacDonald. Shout out to Nova, man. This album was dope, dude. Like, I really enjoyed listening to it. I'm going to continue to listen to it. Not something I can jam out to in the gym, but definitely something I can jam out to at the house or in the car. in the car with my family, really. Like, there's a lot of music on here. You know, there's some cussing on it or whatever, but there's a lot of music on here that you can really just, you know, put on in the background, not have to worry about the message that's coming through, not have to worry about, you know, sexually explicit content. I'm really impressed, man. I am. And I'm not just saying that to say it. I'm thoroughly impressed by this album, which, you know, I really got to salute it and nod to it as I'm seeing Adam Calhoun on this other side over here. And I know that they're buddies. I'm seeing Adam really embrace his sound and really embrace his rapping capability and becoming better and better at it. And it's cool to see somebody else that's threaded to him, that's made a lot of noise with his rapping capabilities, say, you know what? I don't care what the noise sounds like when I drop this. I'm going to drop what I want to drop for me and make the music that I want to create for me. And if it resonates with you, great. If it doesn't, stay tuned. And I think that that's a great, it's great to even have the opportunity to do that and to have the fan base that will accept it. So I do want to also salute and shout out the Hangover Gang folks, bro. Y'all are truly an amazing fan base. And I'm glad that I get to share some of his fans. I'm glad that I get to share you guys with Tom, dude. Like, it's truly remarkable, man. And I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with me on this journey. And that's it, man. That's all I got. Shout out to Tom. 7.9 out of 10. Proud to be a problem. Go get it. It's in your, well, it ain't in your phones, but go to the website, hit that download, or not download link, hit that link, buy the album, bro. It'll get sent to you, and I will see y'all on the next one. All right. Peace.